There are three things that we can do with a key level. Now, we can trade three styles. We can trade a true break, we can trade a false break, and we can trade a bounce. And these are three and only things that you can do with a level. And each of these three styles has its own set of rules, different structures, and so on and so forth. And those rules are very specific, and I'll teach you all of these rules a little bit later. For now, we'll just take a look at an example of a true break so that you get an idea of what a true break means. A true break is when a price actually moves above a key level and stays there. So it might consolidate, it might slow down, it might stop, but it would stabilize above the level. Now, the false break, on the other hand, is when the price supposedly breaks the level, but then very quickly returns back, and that is a false break. So the break did not stabilize and the price moved back down. So yes, the true break is when the price breaks the level and actually stays on the other side of the level and does not come back, and preferably moves in that direction more. So let's move to the computer screen and I'll show you an example. And this is actually an example from the last lesson when we were talking about the CSLs, CCLs, PTE, and FB. But I decided to actually not change it because it is a good example of a true break right here. So as a reminder, this was our CCL, a candle that created a level, and these other ones, this was a false break that confirmed the level. This was a false break, and actually here is another confirmation, which is the CSL, the confirmation, the candle that supports the level. Now this is another FB, this is another FB, this is our CCL once again, this is CSL, FB, CSL, and here is a perfect example of a true break. Now, as you can see, we move above the level, and we did it quite a few times before, here, 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 and here. However, all these times the price moved very quickly back, and most of the times the candle, even the candle, did not close above the level. Now here it does close above the level. However, it actually closed above the level here, but again it was followed by a move against us. And this is something that we are not seeing here. The price kept moving higher, but at the same time it starts moving down, yet as you can see it does not go below the level yet. And it is a really nice sign that we are now facing resistance at this level, but from above. And that means that all we need is to have a false breakdown, for example, and then the price, if we'll see an impulse going up, then we will have our true break. As you can see, we have an extra CSL here, so a support for the level, another confirmation, but from above. And the market, after which it is quite slow. And remember, this is an hourly chart. So one candle takes 1 hour to complete, and as I've told you before, daily and hourly time frames are the most important for the levels, and the 4 hours, of course. So the longer the time frame, the better, but the maximum is the daily chart. Now here we could say that the market is slowing down a little bit, and if you would take a look at the 5-minute chart, then around this location it would be quite slow for about 2 hours, and the market would be indecisive. And after we have a false break here, and remember our PTE, as the price returns, our stop order would actually be triggered, and we would enter into climbing. So the platform would automatically open a long position, and we would take off with a nice profit going up. But this is the idea of a true break. So we broke the level, we are staying above it, and then we have a FB, a false break, and that's where we enter, because this confirms that we've actually broken the level, and now we are facing the resistance at this level, but from above. So the price is not moving down. and this is what a true break is. Now, there were quite a few other signs that the level will be broken, such as squeezing, we could see here, but we'll talk about these concepts a little bit later. What I want you to write down in your notes is that a true break, even though some of these true breaks are quite nice, and as you can see here, this is a really great example of a true break, and it works quite nicely. And if we take a look at the amount of points, this true break actually started around the level, which was 12,118, and it went up to 12,551, so around 400 points and a bit more. So this is quite a really nice true break. However, these true breaks, in my personal opinion, I'll still teach you how to trade them correctly and technically, and you'll be able to do that. But about 90% of the time I trade a false break, which we'll talk about in the next lesson. And the other 10% of the time I trade the bounce, which is coming in the lesson after the next lesson. And the true break I trade very, very rarely, and simply because they are a little bit rarer than the false breaks. The false breaks keep happening all over the place, and I'm able to trade them a few times per day. But the true break, it is a little bit more difficult, and it is a little bit more seldom. And as you will learn by the end of this learning program, is that it is quite difficult to trade both styles at the same time. So trade both the true break and the false break, and when you will start doing that, it will be quite challenging and confusing, and it might actually lead to quite a lot of losses. So you will have to pick and choose which one you like. And I've chosen the false break. It happens a lot more often, and it's a lot easier to make money with it, in my personal opinion. But it will be absolutely up to you. And the most important thing is that the true breaks are perfect for training. So when you will be training, after I teach you everything I know about the levels, the key levels, you'll have another long homework just like you did with the indicators, and you'll have to be trading the levels for some time. And when you will be doing that, of course, you should still be trading the true breaks and the false breaks and the bounce and everything else that I will teach you. However, when you will be trading money, you'll probably, just like me, will be trading mostly the false break. All right, but that will come later in the next lessons. So this lesson is coming to an end, another short one, but an extremely important one as always. Please don't forget about the test, and there is no homework, so enjoy some time off, and I'll see you in the next lesson.